Hello and welcome back to Living Room Shakespeare once again. We're so happy to have you on a Saturday evening, and tonight we will be presenting an original work by one of our actresses, Kelly Barrett Gibson. She is fantastic, and we did one of her shows a little while back, and this one is at least as hilarious, if not more, so we will be thoroughly enjoying ourselves all evening. Once again, I always like to remind you that many of our actors consider the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck to be our theatrical home in better times. They are currently, they met their matching grant. So they are currently working on against a matching grant. They've met their matching grant, so that is fantastic, but they always need a little bit more to help them get through. So if you have the opportunity and the inclination, please consider donating here on this post or on their website. Their link is in the post, so please feel free to go over there and send them a little extra money to help them continue to produce amazing theater and places for actors like us to work. Outside of that, I think I should remind you that these are readings. So the cast has had the script for about a week and they've had the chance to read over it, but we have not rehearsed. And so some of these things are going to be fun and interesting. There are many props and lots of nonsense. And so I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. And without further ado, let us present the Sutherby Triplets by Kelly Barrett. The set tonight is a very comfy looking kitchen, almost straight off a TV show set, tastefully yet homey. A large table sits center with 5 chairs around it. Left is a counter with 3 additional stools. Stage right is the back door. Up center is a door that leads to the rest of the house. And at curtain, Anne Sutherby and C.K. Haven sit at the table.
It's looking good, Anne. Looking very good.
This is all so silly, CK.
Silly? You're Anne Sutherby. Millions of fans watch you every night for years. We're like June Cleaver, only sexy.
Oh, CK, you'll turn my head. And this is a serious offer.
Well, not quite an offer yet, but from what I hear, it's down to you and Shirley Jones?
Shirley Jones, that old biddy.
Don't be knocking Shirley Jones. She is one fine-looking woman for her age.
Yes, but her age is much more advanced than mine.
Of course it is.
And why she got to have that darling Cassidy boy for her son when I got stuck with that little snaggle-toothed brat is beyond me.
As I was saying, they are not quite ready to make an offer yet, but they are definitely serious. Serious as a heart attack.
CK, don't use that expression around here. You know Robert has heart issues.
Sorry, insensitive of me.
Only he would just relax.
I thought he'd taken up some silly country hobby, deer tracking or kite flying or something.
Bird watching. He took up bird watching, CK.
How is that going for him?
Well, not quite the way we had hoped.
Bird watching. How you people manage to live up here outside of civilization is beyond me.
Oh, he's home. Now remember, CK, not a word of this to Robert. I want to tell the whole family at once.
Whatever you say, Anne. I'll call you as soon as I hear anything from the studio.
All right, but I have to warn you. We've been having issues with the phone lines. Don't mention it to Robert. I think the squirrels may have been chewing on them.
It's 1997, for God's sake, woman. Get a cell phone.
CK, what brings you to our neck of the woods?
Neck of the woods is right. All those trees are creepy. Why on earth you had to move all the way up here is beyond me.
Robert needed to get away from the stress of the city. And besides, we're only an hour away. It's not like we moved to the ends of the earth. I think it's nice. Living full time where the triplets grew up. It brings back so many fond memories.
Yes. Well, I think I'll be going. I don't want to be stuck here after dark. Who knows what critters crawl out of the woods when you can't see them.
Leaving as soon as I arrive? If I didn't know better, CK, I'd be offended.
No. I just need to get back to my office. A lot of work to do for Shirley Jones.
Ooh, beautiful woman. I always liked her.
Really?
I'll just see you off, CK. Don't want anything to leap out of the woods at you on your way out. Whew. Are you sure you want to go through with this? All three of them in one house?
Yes, I'm sure. It's high time they got over this foolishness. I'm sick of every holiday being an opportunity to offend one of them. I invite Susie. Sally won't come. I invite Sally. Susie's in a huff. And poor Sammy just spends all of them at the gallows and blames Regina, as if she wouldn't rather be here than in that dreary place. It's absurd. Besides, what's the use of being a mother if I can't use my powers of guilt once in a while? You only have a 50th birthday once, and I want you to spend it with your children around you, one big happy family. And if I have to use my emotional blackmail to do it, then so be it.
That's lovely, my dear. Except that my birthday was 4 months ago. I did not turn 50.
Details, Robert. Merely details.
Rather important ones, I'd say.
If I thought there was the remotest possibility that either of the girls would remember your birthday, I'd be worried about it. However, considering who it is we're dealing with, I don't think we need to be concerned overly much. They'll be too busy concentrating on each other that they won't even remember why they're supposed to be here. You know, Robert, I love my children. But they are two of the most self-involved women I have ever met. And poor Sammy.
That one never stood a chance. Oh, and we have to remember, it's Bob now.
What's wrong with Sammy? I like Sammy. I named him Sammy. See, it says so right here in his birth certificate. Sammy Robert Sutherby.
Yes, dear, I was there. Maybe it's just a phase.
They're almost 27 years old.
I wouldn't say that too loudly in front of the girls. Get away from there, you parasites! Go on, get, or so help me, I'll catch every last one of you and cook you for dinner.
Robert!
If I see any of you up there again.
Robert, please, remember your hurt. The doctor said you are not to get upset.
Doctors. A bunch of quacks, all of them. My heart is just fine, and I'm not upset.
Never have let you get that infernal bird feeder.
The bird feeder is not the problem, Anne. It's the squirrels. They won't stay away. I haven't seen so much as a blue jay out that window since I set it up because those damn rodents scare them all away. Not for long. I will have the last laugh. I, Robert Sutherby, will prevail.
Yes, dear. But for now, please sit down and rest. You want to be at your best for your party tonight.
Why my birthday, Anne? Why did you have to go and drag me into this? Why not use your own? Oh, more presents.
Robert, don't be silly. My birthday is a holiday. Don't you remember when the mayor declared October 20th Anne Sutherby Day? Of course they'd remember when that was.
And how about something else? I know. You could tell them you were dying.
Robert, that would have been far too morbid. Plus, then I'd have to spend the whole time watching them fight over my belongings. Why, already you turn over any piece of art or furniture in the house, and you see the initials SS on it. The girls have been tagging things for years that they want to inherit when I die. I keep wondering when they'll figure out they all have the same initials.
But just think, how much fun you'd have playing dying, suffering nobly, making them wait on you, hand and foot.
No, I have faith in their collective happiness. After all, I did used to buy their Christmas presents when they were with me.
All right, Anne, just remember that this was your idea. If one of them sets the house on fire, stabs the other in her sleep, I refuse to be held accountable.
Robert, it has been years since Sammy set the house on fire. Oh, I almost forgot. A package came for you while you were out.
A package?
Inside the door.
From where?
I don't know, dear. As it wasn't for me, I didn't open it.
Oh, it is? It's here!
What's here, dear? A gift?
Not a gift. Oh, yes, it could just be. Gift from God. And the good folks at Service Merchandise. I ordered it last week, and now it's here!
No, what's here?
My squirrel baffler.
Your what?
My squirrel baffler. Look at it, Anne. The most miraculous invention known to man. You slide it up the pole, and voila! The squirrels are
baffled?
Exactly.
Robert, I forbid you to start on this squirrel business again.
But Anne, this will solve all my problems. See, this dish on the pole, squirrels can't run up it. They can't get to the food. So the food will be there for the birds, so they can fly in and eat it, so that I can watch them. And then do you know what I can do, Anne? Then I can relax.
Robert, where are you going?
To get my tools, of course.
You are not thinking of putting that up now.
Not a moment. Not a moment to lose.
But the children will be here. Great. Then you can show them how relaxed you are.
See, no one here yet.
Yet. They will be. I don't think I can go through with this, Regina. It's just a bad idea. A bad idea.
We have to do this sometime, Bob. As much as I might not like to admit it, they are your family. That means they're my family, too. We never kept secrets in my family. Did we, Tim?
Well, there was this one time.
Tim!
We never keep secrets in our family.
That's easy for you. Your family's sane.
Secrets only fester, Bob. They eat away at you slowly from the inside. Just wait and see. You will feel so much better after we do this. It will be a truly liberating experience.
Can't you just do it? I mean, do you really need me there in the room when you tell her? I'll just be in the way. After all, she can't kill you. You're a guest.
She won't kill you either, Bob. She is a rational, intelligent woman. Somewhere deep down, anyway. And I'm sure she will take it with grace and aplomb. Besides, once your sisters arrive, there'll be enough distractions that it won't even be an issue.
Oh, God, you had to remind me. They'll be here soon, won't they? Oh, and then the sniping will start, then the yelling, the throwing things. And then do you know what will happen?
What will happen, dear?
They'll both turn on me. I'm 27 years old. I already have one mother. The last thing I need is two more. I'm a grown man. I can take care of myself.
Of course you can, dear. Now here, it's 2 o'clock. Time for your anti-anxiety medication.
Thanks. Maybe you better give me 2 of those. I'll have to face the Bobbsey twins. I'd like to be good and medicated.
As long as you're handing those out. Sorry.
Just 1 will be fine. Now drink this with it. You don't want your stomach to get upset. There you go.
Oh, yeah, like that'll make any difference.
You'll just have to make sure you have your ulcer medicine handy. It's in my purse. Just let me know and I'll fix you right up.
Thanks.
Now, let's go over this again. What do you do when your sisters start yelling at you?
I run into the living room and hide under the coffee table.
Bob?
The table skirt is long. It's good for hiding. And for some reason, they never think to look there.
Bob?
Well, why mess with tradition? Do you know a better place to hide?
Bob!
I mean it, because if you're holding out on me, I want you to share.
Robert Sutherby, what did I tell you to do?
All right. When the Satan spawns turn on me, I stand up and tell them that I'm my own man and no one tells me what to do anymore.
That's right, dear. Now go find your mother and ask her what we should do with our bags.
Oh, I thought I heard someone. Oh, Sammy, Regina, it's so good of you to come.
Mom, it's Bob, not Sammy, Bob.
Heavens, I never seem to remember that, can I? All right, Bob. Anything you say, Bob. But where are my manners? Did you have a nice trip? You must have made good time, and here I thought you were afraid to drive too fast.
I drove, Mrs. Sutherby.
Gracious, I didn't even see you there, Tim. How lovely. I hope you can stay and chat for a moment. I know Mr. Sutherby would love to see you.
Now, actually, Mrs. Sutherby, I was wondering if you would mind if Tim joined us for dinner. He's only in town for a day or two, and it's so rare that we get to spend any time together.
Oh.
If it's any trouble, Mrs. Sutherby, I can go back to Regina's. I don't want to put you out.
Well, of course it's no trouble, Tim. The more the merrier. I'll just have to give the arrangements some thought. Well, a full house is a happy house, as we used to say on Holloway.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much, Mrs. Sutherby.
Now, Regina, you're about to be a member of the family. And if I can get used to calling Sammy Bob, then you can get used to calling me Anne. Now, I know some daughter-in-laws call their mother-in-law Mom, but, well, I was such a young mother to begin with. People might be a little startled if they heard that, don't you think? So let's just stick with Anne. Yes, that will do nicely.
Of course, Anne. And while we're on that subject, there's something Bob and I would like to tell you about our wedding.
Oh, I am so glad you brought that up. I can't wait to get started planning it. I've been picking up bride magazines every time I go to the store. In fact, I have a whole box filled with ideas I've clipped for you.
Why, thank you, Anne, but that is hard.
Oh, no thanks necessary. I know you're not the girly type, Regina, and what with your own mother being so busy and all, I'm sure you could use some guidance. Have you started thinking about your dress yet? There was a gorgeous one I found at the bridal shop in town. 25 cascading layers of tulle. Oh, and there was another one made of cream satin, embroidered with rhinestone flowers that had the most gorgeous cathedral-length train.
That sounds perfect for you. I know how you love your rhinestones.
Oh.
Now, don't get that look on your face. I'm not saying that you have to have your wedding in a cathedral. Of course, Robert and I did, but that was different. I was a celebrity, and one must keep up appearances after all. I'm sure you're thinking of something smaller, more intimate, nice church mass with, say, half a dozen bridesmaids, a few flower girls, for a reception to follow for a few hundred. But that shouldn't be extravagant.
That's awfully big, Anne.
Well, if your parents can't afford it, Regina, Robert and I would be more than happy to cover the expense. I know times are hard these days, and I'm not so old-fashioned as all that.
Oh, I'm sure Mom and Dad would love to pay for it, aren't you, Gina?
I thought I heard voices. Sammy! Regina, good to see you. And who's this character? How are you doing, Tim? Still toiling away in that city? Was it you do now? Construction, wasn't it?
Tim is an architect, Mr. Sutherby.
An architect? You don't say. Why, that's perfect.
It is?
Of course it is. You are just the man I need. Handy with tools and all that, I dare say, aren't you?
Well, I'm really more of a design man, but yeah, I guess.
Perfect, my boy, perfect. Why don't you just take a stroll out back with me? I have something absolutely amazing to show you. A wonder of modern science. Tell me, have you ever heard of the squirrel bath?
Robert,
No, I don't think so.
Well, you're about to see it firsthand.
that man and those idiotic squirrels. So Tim can keep it from hurting itself. Let's see, where were we? Oh, of course, you'll want the girls to be in pink. Their signature color, you know.
The girls?
Susie and Sally. I'm assuming you want them to be bridesmaids, there being Sammy's sisters and all.
Actually, Anne?
Now, I hate to have to say this about my own daughters, but I must warn you, Regina. The girls can be a itsy bit competitive from time to time.
Well, that's the understatement of the year.
Hush, Sammy. So, I think it might not be a good idea to ask one of them to be your maid of honor. It's best to keep them on an even playing field. You have a cousin or something.
Now, Mrs. Sutherby, Anne.
I am so sorry, dears. Here you are, just in the door, and I'm going on and on. Sammy, why don't you take the bags upstairs?
Good idea. My tension headache's acting up something awful.
All right, Bob. The pills are in the toiletry bag. Make sure you remember, though, no alcohol tonight. I don't want you having another episode. And only one pill. We can't have you dying now, can we?
I should be so lucky.
What was that, Sammy? I mean, Bob.
Nothing.
Have a nice rest, Sammy.
Bob.
Still getting those headaches.
From time to time. The neurologist says he should just avoid stressful situations, and I monitor what he eats and make sure he's in bed at a reasonable hour. But he just can't seem to shake them. Of course, they're nothing compared to his ulcers. Those will really do him in.
So wonderful, him falling for a doctor. My poor little boy always did have a delicate constitution. Strange, him being so much bigger than the girls. You'd think he'd be hardier, but he just came down with one thing after another. Headaches, lockjaw, ulcers, hives, you name it, he had it. Oh, I know it was hard growing up as the only boy, especially when the girls both have such strong personalities. It can't have been easy on him. And having a famous mother on top of it. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but in the beginning, he was what you might call the runt of the litter. Tiniest baby you've ever seen. He got bigger eventually, of course, but those first years, he just couldn't compete. My poor little Sammy just got pushed right out of the spotlight.
The spotlight is not a place Bob ever wants to be.
Regina, don't be silly. Everyone wants to be in the spotlight. Here, this will show you what I mean. The triplets' footprints from when they were first born. Here's Sammy's. Oh, look how tiny he is. The size of his father's little finger, barely enough room for all 5 toeses.
Whose is that one?
Oh, that's Sally's. Wasn't she a mammoth? The doctor said he had never seen such a healthy baby. A perfect 10, he said. And Sally has never let anyone forget that. Big, pink, and oh, was she loud. You could hear her screaming from the nursery down the hall, all the way across the street. Imagine, the neighbors actually filed a complaint. You would think they'd never heard a happy baby before.
I see she hasn't changed much.
Not at all. In fact, I think her feet are still the same size now as they were then.
And Susan?
Oh, Susie was a little drama queen right from the start. Whenever I was paying attention to any of the others, she'd managed to pull the attention right back to her. She was the first one to do almost everything. I can still remember her first word, the first of any of the triplets. I had gotten Sally this lovely little dolly princess ballerina dress. You pressed down on her crown and she spun round and round and round and round. Well, Susie took one look at it and yelled, "Mine!" at the top of her lungs. And she just grabbed it from Sally's hands. Well, we were so impressed that she spoke that we just let her have it. After that, she just tore around the house, shouting, "Mine, mine, mine, mine," and grabbing every toy in sight. Of course, in the end, Sally just sat on her and took the toys back, and so the fight was pretty much over. Oh, I loved playing with each other. Such happy children. Oh, look. This has always been one of my favorites.
Is that the cover of TV Guide?
Oh, yes. December 19th, 1976. That was the year we did the Anne Sutherby and Sutherby Triplets Christmas special. Holloway House, my TV show, you know, was a major success back then. What you would call must-see TV nowadays. So the network gave me my own special with the triplets. It was a huge hit in the ratings.
Anne, are those really your triplets?
Of course. They have the most beautiful voices. Well, Sally and Sammy did. None of them knows this, Regina, and you cannot tell her. It would break her heart if she knew. Susie couldn't carry a tune to save her life. We had to bring in a voice double for her.
But Mrs. Sutherby...
I know. It was a terrible thing to lie to her and all that, but honestly, Regina, she had a voice like a bullfrog. The voice double was the kindest thing we could have done. But even then, the girls were so competitive that I just couldn't bring myself to let them know. To this day, Susie still brags about her solo performance of Tomorrow. You know, that horrid Annie song. We had to convince her that she could never sing again after that because it was obviously the highlight of her musical career.
But they're wearing dresses.
Matching dresses. Pink velvet with lovely pink ribbons in their hair. They were adorable.
But Sammy's a boy.
No. Oh, yes. But you see, the producers thought it would be cuter if all three of them matched, and anyway, Sammy was still a little undersized. He looked so pretty. Don't you think?
How old were they?
No more than 6 or so. Those bobbed haircuts were in style then, and everyone just assumed Sammy was short for Samantha. I figured, what harm could it do? The producers knew what they were doing, and they had never steered me wrong in the ratings game before. Isn't my dress gorgeous? It was identical to the triplets, but with a lower neckline. You won't believe the amount of fan mail that dress got.
I see. Well, I think I'm going to go and check on Bob. Sometimes he gets a little confused about which pill to take, and we wouldn't want him overdosing on us.
No, a trip to the hospital is not exactly what I had in mind for this evening.
Just what did you have in mind for this evening, Anne?
I'm going to make my children get along, even if it kills me.
I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that.
Whatever it takes. Plus, I have an announcement to make, and I want my whole family here to hear it.
What announcement? You're not dying, are you?
No, nothing like that.
Then what is it? Because if it's something important, you should probably let me tell Bob. He has a tendency to overreact to things, and I don't think either of us wants him getting all upset, do we?
We'll just have to take our chances.
Anne, from the tone of your voice, I can tell it's something big, and I really must insist.
I'm sorry, Regina. It's not going to happen. Not even Robert knows about this. They're all going to find out together. I can tell you, though, that it's nothing bad. In fact, it's something potentially wonderful.
I guess I have no choice but to trust you. I'm going to go tuck Bob in.
Give him a kiss for me, dear.
Where's Sammy? Hiding under the coffee table?
Robert, what did you do to your hand?
It's just a scratch here, just a scratch. I tell you, that boy is remarkable. He's up on that ladder right now, saving the day for bird kind everywhere. Say, think one of the girls might snatch him up? It would be nice to have a real man's man around the house for a change.
Sammy is plenty manly.
Where is Sammy now?
Upstairs with a migraine.
Exactly. He needs to toughen up. He's never going to get ahead in this world if he lets every little thing take him out.
Well, at least he's got Regina to look out for him. You know, Robert, I was a little worried about them. She is an older woman after all, even if it's only a couple of years, and people do talk. But all in all, I'd say it's been a godsend. Why, I couldn't do a better job taking care of them myself.
Can I remind you, you said that later? So which one do you think it is? Tweedledee or Tweedledum?
I am not even going to ask you which one is which. There'll be enough trouble this weekend without your starting adding
Let's
to it.
just remember whose idea this was.
Susie, how wonderful to see you.
How's my little Susie Q doing?
Mummy, Daddy, I'm doing wonderfully. But it's Susan now. Susie just sounds so middle America.
Hmm?
All my children have new names, and I worked so hard to pick out the perfect triplet names.
Yes, thank you for that, Mother.
Just for the record, I had nothing to do with it. When it came to naming you, your mother gets full responsibility.
Well, I should have. After all, I'm the one that carried them for 9 months and gave birth 3 times in the same night. Oh, what a blessing only one of you was big, though. If you'd all been Sally's size, I think I would have died right there on the delivery table.
You should have seen those nurses, Susan. Here they were, all excited to have a real live celebrity in their midst. She's cursing to make a sailor blush.
Yes, Daddy, believe it or not, I have heard the story before. So, has the Princess of Darkness arrived yet, or is there still hope that hell may be averted?
Susan Ann Sutherby, I will not have you talking like that about your sister. You may not love everything that she does, but you still love her, and as long as you're in this house, you will remember that.
Yes, Mummy.
At least she called you Susan.
I just don't understand. You two were so close when you were younger. It just doesn't make any sense that you don't get along.
Nothing about Sally makes any sense.
So, where's Gavin? I thought he was coming with you.
Well, he was going to, but he couldn't get away. The show he's directing lost its star to pneumonia, so now he has to work with the understudy all weekend so that he's ready to go on next week. It's just amazing how hard Gavin works. I've never seen anyone so devoted to his craft before. He makes you dive in and discover the very heart and soul of your character so that you become one with it. Oh, it's really thrilling work. He sends his best, though, and a bottle of wine. It's from his parents' vineyard in Tuscany.
How wonderful.
Isn't he just? And so dashing. Why, he has to fend off the women constantly. And some of the men, too. I just don't know how I got so lucky to catch someone so distinguished.
Well, it looks like you brought his luggage along anyway. How long are you planning to stay here, Susie Q? A month?
Now, Robert, it takes a lot to make a woman look so glamorous. You can't expect it to all fit in one little bag.
Thanks, Mummy. Daddy, could you open the wine now? I could really use a glass.
Susie, we should really wait and have it with dinner.
Well, then do you have something else to drink? Because I need to have something before little Shirley Temple gets here.
Susan.
That's twice she got it right.
No, never mind. I brought my own. So, what time is this gala happening?
The guests should be here by 8 o'clock.
Well, In that case, I think I'll go up to my room and study my lines. I have to be off book for Juliet by Monday.
Oh, to think of my little girl playing Juliet. You have got to make sure to get us tickets for opening night.
That might be a little difficult, Mother. The show has been sold out for over a month. We're thinking of extending the run, of course, but that's only if Gavin and I don't have to jet off to Europe for Christmas.
Well, I'm sure they could make an exception for your parents. Why, just tell them who I am.
So, where are they setting the play, Suze? England?
No, Father. Verona. Fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
Oh, I just assumed with the accent and all.
Accent.
Oh, Susie, did you bring something special to wear tonight?
Of course. I had our costume designer whip it up for me. That woman is a genius with a needle and thread.
Oh, I am envious. I have to make do with just any old thing from my closet. I guess that's what happens when you stop leading the fabulous life. Just a dreary, ordinary, everyday existence.
Somehow, I feel I should be offended.
Speaking of dreary, where are Sammy and Regina? I saw their car out front.
Your brother was feeling a little unwell, dear, so Regina took him upstairs to rest.
I'd be feeling unwell myself if I had some controlling witch doctor pumping me full of drugs.
Now, Susie, that's not fair. You know Sammy has never been a healthy boy, and Regina's giving him some much-needed stability.
I don't think there are enough drugs in the world to do that, Mother. Whatever happened to that boy to make him the way that he is? Oh, and by the way, who is that ridiculous-looking person hanging from the tree in the yard? Do you know he's defacing your oak?
Oh, dear.
That's Tim.
Tim Gallo, Regina's brother.
You may want to snap him up, Susie. The boy is a whiz with a screwdriver.
Funny. I assume you don't mean the drink. No? Well, then it's a pity I'm slumming it with a director whose summer's in the continent. Oh, well, I think that's my cue to head upstairs. Daddy, can you bring my luggage?
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to be home.
It's good to have you home, Sally. It is still Sally, isn't it?
Of course it is, Mom. Sally Sutherby. My name is famous, after all. I have a sandwich named after me at Carnegie and everything.
Oh, that's wonderful, Sally.
Cucumbers and brie. I wouldn't let them make it anything fattening. Where's Daddy? I have some news and I want to tell you both together.
My little girl, I hear?
Daddy!
Sally has some news to tell us, Robert.
It's not that you're changing your name, is it? I don't think your mother could take it.
Of course not, Daddy. I would never do anything so hurtful. But now that I think of it, I want to wait until everyone is here. I want to see the look on Susan's face when I make the announcement.
Now, Sally. Is someone there?
Sally?
Tyler, I'm sorry, I forgot all about you.
Is this a surprise, Sally?
Is
Oh, no.
this your surprise, Sally?
No, Mom. This is Tyler. He's in the chorus of my show. Isn't he yummy? Tyler, these are my parents, Anne and Robert Sutherby.
How do you do, Tyler? Sally, I didn't know you were bringing a guest.
Oh, so Susie's allowed to bring her big shot director, but I have to come alone. Is that it?
That's not what I'm saying, dear. It's just that a little advance notice would have been helpful. But I guess since Gavin couldn't make it, we can just put Tyler in the guest room instead.
Oh my God! You're Mrs. Halloway.
Guest room?
Sweet of you to remember. Why, that show hasn't been on for years, and not since the Triplets were born. Fancy a young man like yourself remembering it.
You had such beautiful dresses. My mom never wore dresses to vacuum the house. And those pearls. I remember sitting in front of the TV, desperate for a set of those pearls.
Thank God for reruns.
You know, I think I still have a set of them. Maybe I'll get them out and wear them tonight.
No way!
Tyler, remember me? Girlfriend? Hello?
Oh, sorry, Sal. It's just I didn't realize that your mother was the Anne Sutherby.
Oh, you're going to make me blush, Tyler.
Tyler, go to the car and get me my bags.
You mean these aren't yours, Sal?
Oh, no, those are mine, Mrs. Sutherby. Sally's are still in the trunk. I'll be back in a second, Sal. Anne Sutherby, who believe it?
He's usually very attentive. He's just a little shy around new people.
Yes, he seemed very shy.
So, Mom, what's all this about the guest room? Why can't we stay in my room?
Well, naturally you can, Sally, but you didn't really expect us to put Tyler and you in the same room, did you?
Mother, I'm a grown woman.
Not that grown, Sally.
And it's absolutely ridiculous to put Tyler and me—
Now you listen to me, Sally Ann Sutherby. You may be a grown woman in New York City, but in this house, unmarried people do not sleep in the same room. Now, you will sleep in your old room, and Tyler will sleep in the guest room.
Regina and Sammy get to sleep in the same room?
That's different, Sally.
Why? Because he's a boy? Talk about your double standards.
No, because Sammy's room has bunk beds. And now that Tyler is staying, I don't know where everyone is sleeping. But I do know that my unwed daughters will not be sharing rooms with people of the opposite sex unless that person is their brother who is sleeping on the floor, which very well may happen.
Come on, Tyler. Let me help you with those. Trust me, you don't want to get in the middle of this.
Yes, sir.
Next thing you know, you'll be telling me that you and Daddy sleep in twin beds with a nightstand in between, like on Halloween Home.
That's Holloway Home, Missy, and you know it.
Whatever. It's not like it's even on anymore.
Your mother still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it's a wonder what they can do with plastics these days, isn't it? How is Dr. Minister anyway, Mom?
Fine last time I saw him. You might want to give him a call yourself, Sally Ann. Those crow's feet aren't going to walk themselves off your face, you know.
Mother!
And none of this is distracting me from the fact that you are not sleeping with your chorus boy cutie under my roof. Now march yourself up to your room and make sure that you can speak civilly by the time you come back down.
Your stuff's all by your door, Pumpkin. How are things going out there, Tim?
Well, it's all up, Mr. Sutherby, but there's just one problem.
What problem? They can't climb up the pole anymore, can they?
No, not up the pole, but, well, you see...
Sally, I thought I said upstairs. Now.
Well, at least there's one good thing about this. I get our room, Tyler gets the guest room. I guess that means little Miss Susie Q is on the sofa.
I should have told her.
Maybe you should just look, Mr. Sutherby.
She'll figure it out for herself soon enough.
No way!
Don't even think about it!
Mother, this is not funny!
What are they doing?
Get out of my room!
Your room? This is my room!
Make sure you're all dressed and down at 8 o'clock.
Well, you see, sir, it's the tree. They climb up the tree and then, well...
I can't read my lines with this harpy in here.
You know I'm not too little to kick your ass.
Which, please.
I'm trying to sleep.
Come here and try it, Munchkin.
Oh, and you're the Jolly Green Giant.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb.
Deep breaths, honey.
Ugh. Those little bastards!
Robert, language. They are our daughters.
Not the girls and the squirrels. Dropping out of the trees like monkeys. I'll show them. Robert Sutherby is smarter than any damn squirrel. Or monkey either, for that matter.
Robert, please, remember your heart.
Mom! Susan tore my canopy!
Maybe we should go to the store.
Whoever is still alive when we get back will get the house?
If it's still standing.
How old was Sammy the last time he tried to burn it down?
19?
I'm sure they've all matured a lot since then.
You've taken all the good pillows.
I've not.
Have two.
Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, you hear me, you vermin? I will triumph. I will get you all.
You should stay home, Mrs. Sutherby.
Maybe the house isn't worth it.
Scene 2. The lights come up on the kitchen. The table has been set for 5, and a little kid table has been moved into the room and set for 2. At the moment, the stage is empty.
Let go of me, you Oompa Loompa.
I'm telling Dad you said that.
Ow! I'm telling Mom you hit me.
Cow.
Who's the tough girl now?
Get back.
You're taking it off, and that's all there is to it.
Not if you want to see Mr. Fluffy again.
Mom! You wouldn't dare!
Watch me.
Mom!
Girls! Girls, what is the meaning of this?
Daddy's going to kill Mr. Fluffy!
Sally!
Sure, big tough girl has to go cry and call Mommy. Can't even fight her own battles.
Girls!
She started it.
Did not. She just wants to copy me, just like always.
Me copy you? Yeah, I want to be a grown woman who carries stuffed rabbits with her stuffed lion in her suitcase.
Well, if I were you, I'd settle for just being grown. Not that that's ever likely to happen.
Oh, yeah, and you're like a tree.
Give me my lion!
That is enough! Susan Ann Sutherby, give me the pillow. Sally Ann Sutherby, give me the lion. And the knife. For heaven's sake, you think you were still in college. Now, what is all this fuss about?
She's copying me, just like always.
I'm not. She's trying to be just like me.
Spoiled little brat. I don't think so. You always wanted to be me.
Yeah, I really want to talk with a fake British accent and act in theater smaller than my bathroom.
But you not talk in a fake accent.
Really? Mom, I never knew we were British. You make Madonna sound natural.
I said enough. Now, will one of you please tell me what's going on? Oh, how wonderful! You're wearing matching dresses just like when you were little. Oh, you couldn't have given me a better present.
She thinks they're cute.
Sammy better watch out. I can see her getting ideas.
Safe to come in yet? All the sharp objects put down?
The girls were just bonding over their matching dresses, dear. Oh, don't they look precious?
Like little angels.
Hi, I'm Sally Sutherby. You may have heard of me.
I'm Susan. I'm the smart one.
I'm guessing you're the twins.
Triplets.
Fraternal, naturally. I'm the pretty one.
Well,
So who are you?
Tim.
Why are you here?
I'm with Regina.
Why?
I'm her brother.
Good.
I'll be outside, Mr. Sutherby.
Yes. Why don't you flutter back upstairs and finish getting ready, girls? Dinner will be served soon.
I am hills to lonely goat her lay.
I know they can be difficult, Anne, but really, killing them would not be the best answer.
The knife belonged to your daughter as well, you know.
Which one?
Does it matter? And what's wrong with a little healthy murder? As long as it's family.
Now I know where they get it from. But if you'll excuse me, him and I have some work to do.
Robert!
Now, Anne. Time and squirrels wait for no man.
Is it safe to come in yet?
Yes, dear, it's safe. They've put all the cutlery away and been sent to their room.
I had no idea Sally could be so vocal. Off stage, I mean.
Yes, quite. She and her sister seem to bring out the best in each other, don't they? You have to admire their vocal quality. I was no mouse, mind you, but even I could never ascend to the heights of volume that those two attain. Of course, I was a TV actress, and that calls for an entirely different set of skills. Oh, but just listen to me babble. I'm sure you're not interested in the slightest in a tired old lady.
You old? Never. And you were in the Halloween signature pearls. I tried to bid on a set on eBay, but they went for way too much. And is that dress real silk? What am I talking about? Of course it is. Could I feel it? No, that's silly. Sorry.
Not at all. Go right ahead.
Fabulous. I don't suppose... Would you go to the stove and...
Say no more. Dinner's ready!
Oh my God.
Not that you'll ever hear me say that tonight. I never really cook. We're ordering from the French restaurant in town. I don't even know if the oven turns on. Ever could be at the door. Everyone's already here, and besides, no one ever uses the front door. I'll just pop out and see who it is. No, don't be silly. I'm sure Susie will be delighted to have you here. She was feeling a bit forlorn at the prospect of being dateless, but I thought you had to work with an actor this weekend.
I did, but he had to cancel at the last moment. Something about an opportunity he absolutely couldn't pass up. I didn't get all of the details. I'll just have to drill him when he gets back.
I'm sure he'll be wonderful. Oh, but let me introduce you. This is Tyler Torrey, a friend of Susie's sister Sally. Tyler, this is Susie's boyfriend Gavin.
It's nice to meet you. Taylor, is it?
Tyler. Pleasure to meet Susie's boyfriend.
So tell me, Tyler, you must be an actor too.
Dancer mostly. But we all act, don't we, Gavin?
Some more convincingly than others. Nice tie.
Thanks. I take pride in my appearance.
I suppose everyone has to have something going for them. So, how long have you been dating Sally?
It's a recent thing.
Very recent, I'd say.
And you and Susan? I hear two of you are practically engaged.
Susan and I have a long-standing relationship.
It must have started on your vineyard. Tuscany, was it? Beautiful country.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, you'll have to tell us all about it.
Oh, well, I don't know that it would be all that interesting.
And Susie tells us the two of you will probably be spending Christmas at your flat in Paris. Oh, Paris is absolutely my favorite city, Gavin. I'll have to steal you away for a while after dinner and find out what arrondissement your flat is in and compare restaurants.
Actually, I haven't been for a while, and...
But right now, I'll have to leave you two gentlemen to yourself and figure out where we're going to sleep you. Tell me, would you two mind sharing a room if I can't think of anything better? There's a trundle bed that we can wheel in.
That'll be fine, Anne.
Oh, I forgot. You're theater people. Gypsies, vagabonds. Well, make yourself at home. The girls should be down soon.
Tuscan Vineyard?
What the hell are you doing here?
Me? Why are you here?
I don't know. Maybe because my real date for the weekend stood me up. What's your excuse?
Haven't you heard? I'm Sally's boyfriend.
Funny, I thought you were mine.
I know, Gavin, but come on. Anne Sutherby, the Mrs. Holloway of Holloway Home, I couldn't say no.
Sometimes you are such a stereotypical queen, I can't stand it. That tie, for instance. I didn't even know you knew Sally Sutherby.
I just landed a part in the chorus of her new show. She was coming on to me. And when I realized who her mother was, I figured why not go along with it? And Gavin, Did you see her? She's the Aunt Sutherby.
I gathered.
Well, so how do you know Susie?
We were in the same class at Juilliard, and she offered to let me work on one of her current projects if I'd come up here with her. Let me tell you, she was furious when I backed out this weekend. Hell hath no fury like a Sutherby scorned. Of course, I try to put my real significant other first. But when I got stood up, I figured at least one person could be happy this weekend if I came up here. We'll say, free food.
I said I was sorry, didn't I?
No.
Well, I am. Sorry. Very sorry. You're not going to stay mad at me, are you?
If I said no, would it make a difference? Come here.
Gavin!
Oh.
What are you doing here? And in that suit? What happened to the other one? The grey Armani I picked out for you.
Just too tight. This one's more comfortable.
It's a suit. It's not supposed to be comfortable. I mean, look at Tyler.
She has a point.
Look, if I'm too underdressed, I can go back to Manhattan. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your family, Susie.
No, you'll do. Thank you for coming.
I have good news for you, too. The studio called. You got the part. I tried to call you, but your cell phone went to voicemail.
What part?
Oh, it's nothing. We can't get reception out here in the boonies.
Nothing. You're going to be playing opposite the great one herself.
What great one?
I know, and you'd know with your taste in gaudy production numbers. After all, I'm a real actress.
Come on, Suze. Give yourself some credit. Everyone knows Susan Lucci.
Shut up!
Susan Lucci? Oh my God! You're going to be on All My Children.
Let's not make a big deal of this.
Miss I Know Better Than You is doing a soap? You're right, Susie. That's definitely as real as you get.
Wow! What great dresses. Did you have them made special or just buy them together? Hi, I'm Gavin.
Sally Sutherby. I'm sure you've heard of me. I won a Tony 2 years ago, and I have a sandwich named after me at the Carnegie.
Ham and cheese.
Just think, Susie, maybe if you get a Soap Opera Digest award, Mom can put it next to her Emmys and my Tony. Finally, an award you can actually aspire to. They do have a Best Bitch category, don't they?
Sally is Susie's twin, or triplet, I guess.
Susan.
We're fraternal.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the pretty one.
Her own deluded little mind. I'm the smart one.
I was homecoming queen.
I was valedictorian.
I was head cheerleader.
I was leading the school play.
I dated the quarterback. Yeah, come on. Exactly, Mensa my ass.
I saw where Mom hid the knife. You don't want to start with me again.
So, Tyler, why don't you show me where to put my things?
Yeah, it's right up this way.
He's a big shot director? What high school?
I'll have you know Gavin is immensely talented. He's directing me as Juliet.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty soapy name to me. God, and you say I'm commercial.
Now girls, don't start up again. Don't want the evening ruined for your mother.
When are all the other guests getting here?
What other guests, Susie Q?
The other guests you invited? The people you want to celebrate your anniversary with?
All those people are here already. Who better to celebrate than with our family?
No way.
You don't mean it.
Sure. When was the last time we were all together?
I don't know, but I seem to remember the fire department was involved.
It was years ago. Your mother and I aren't getting any younger, you know. Want all our family around us for once.
Oh my God, you're dying.
No, Sammy, I am not dying.
I call convertible.
Mom's dying?
I want the summer house.
No one's dying, Sammy, except maybe one of you if you keep this up.
You think I might?
Well, at least he's dressed for it.
So, Regina, when are you going to get around to selecting your wedding party?
I hadn't really given it much thought.
Want a maid of honor with poise, of course. Someone who knows how to carry herself in the spotlight.
Well, in that case, I'm a shoo-in.
I said you're still the spotlight, not desperate for it. You'd probably trip her on the way down. Trip her on the way down the aisle.
You're just jealous because you know that Regina and I have always been close, whereas she barely tolerates you.
Close? You called her Rebecca until about a month ago.
Thank you, Sammy. Everyone knows that I'm Regina's favorite. Of course, I'm everyone's favorite, so that all stands to reason.
Then you said she looked like she was perpetually swallowing lemons.
Sammy, really? Girls, Regina and I have already decided. She's having her cousin as her maid of honor.
I didn't know you had a cousin.
We don't.
But I'm sure you will both be beautiful bridesmaids, and that Regina will find some other wonderful thing for each of you to do.
Oh, I know. I can sing. Sammy's always loved You Light Up My Life, haven't you, Sammy? You light up my life.
You swore you'd never tell anyone that.
I think I should recite the Ode to Love poem that Sammy wrote for Regina. Those locks of brown, that lovely frown, you turn my whole world upside down.
How do you know about that?
You stole my heart. I'm ripped apart. Please let our love now have a start.
Stop it!
Regina, oh, empress of my love.
Moving, isn't it?
I hate my life.
Nonsense. It was a beautiful poem, dear. Now, why don't we all sit down and eat? Regina, you're here on Robert's left. Sammy, you're next to her, then Tim. Tyler, Gavin, you're on the other side.
Mother, where are we?
There just wasn't room for all of us, dear, so I thought you girls could sit at the little table for old time's sake.
You're kidding.
You can't possibly mean it.
Think of it as the special table.
Yeah, kind of like the special bus. You know, that one you guys used to ride?
That was you, Sammy. The short bus was the special one. The long bus was for the normal kids.
You said the little bus was for normal kids.
You also said the reason Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy all had the same handwriting was that they all went to Catholic school.
And that you'd use math in real life.
And that she and Dad drove Muffin out to a farm when he got too old for life in the suburbs.
And that Susie didn't have a date to the prom because all the boys were intimidated by how smart and pretty she was.
Hey!
Muffin?
He was a very old dog, Sammy.
I loved that dog!
Calm down, Sammy.
I will not calm down! My mother lied to me! It's bad enough that she lied to her viewing audience, but she lied to me!
I never lied to my audience. And Sammy, really, you only rode the short bus for a year. He had trouble interacting socially with the other kids at first.
I knew I should have brought down his inhaler.
I was trying to help you, dear.
You must be Sammy. I'm Gavin.
I was trying to help you, dear.
Okay.
You know I love you, Sammy.
You know I love you, Sammy.
Stop it this instant.
You stop it!
That does it. I was trying to boost your ego by letting you sit at the grown-ups table, but I obviously overestimated your maturity level.
Hey!
You bring your chair over to the kids' table this instant.
And it was the special table.
You can't make me!
The kids' table, Sammy. March.
Really, Anne, I think he should stay next to me.
He's a grown man, Regina. He can cut his own meat.
The triplets should be together anyway.
Don't think you're getting a big role.
He's crowding me!
Sammy just kicked me under the table.
Sammy, would you like to say grace?
Please, God, let me make it through this night.
Amen.
I can't believe we're stuck sitting with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even really our brother.
What are you talking about, Susan?
Oh, come on, Mom. You can give up the act. Everyone else knows that Sammy's adopted. Isn't it time that he knew too?
That is utter nonsense.
It's not. You're really Aunt Jennifer's child, Sammy. Mum and Dad just took you in out of pity.
Think about it. She was living in Arizona at the time with that what's-his-name that nobody liked.
So no one would know that she was pregnant.
Of course, she would have been terribly ashamed of a baby out of wedlock, so Mom offered to pretend you were one of hers.
Girls, really.
How else do you explain why you have green eyes?
It also explains why you're so much more boring than everyone else.
And why Mum and Dad don't love you as much as they love us.
Now I really must confess.
We love all our kids.
Of course you do, Daddy. Even the one who was left unwanted on your doorstep.
No one is adopted. Not it.
Regina.
This really can't be good for their sense of self-esteem, Anne. As a licensed psychiatrist, I really think it could be scarring.
Psychiatrist? I thought you were Sammy's doctor.
I am.
But what on earth could you be treating my Sammy for? He doesn't need to be shrunk. He's perfectly adjusted.
Hey!
You're kidding, right? I could counsel this family alone and retire for the rest of my life. You're like a walking case study and everything.
1, 2, 3, go. That just about blows your fine lady routine, doesn't it?
Would you look at that?
I don't believe it.
I would never have thought the little suckers could jump so far.
I was sure cutting off all the branches would work.
They really get a good running start, don't they? They just use the whole roof of the shed as a launching pad and blam, but right across and on top of the thing.
Maybe if we disassemble the shed.
Hey, sissy boy, better catch up.
Yeah, big strong man can't drink with his tiny sisters.
Can too.
Prove it.
$20 on Susan.
Done. You've never seen Sally in action. She may be little, but she can put them away.
My family is perfectly well adjusted, and I have the magazine cover to prove it.
You dressed your son as a girl.
He was lovely. All the triplets loved pink. He had the most beautiful sparkly shoes.
So does Tyler.
You're just jealous.
And I wondered why he had gender issues. Do you know how long it took me to convince him to express himself on the subject?
Express himself? You have him dressing like an undertaker. At least when I had him, he was happy.
When you had him, he tried to burn the house down 3 times.
He did not try to burn the house. He just always liked bright, shiny things. Naturally, fire fits into that category. And in all fairness, it was only the house twice. Once he tried to light Sally's hair on fire.
Again, bright and shiny.
And it's not like you're one to talk. Miss, I'm a professional who's sleeping with my patient. You keep him on such a short leash that he can't even think without asking permission. Hey, Regina, did you change his diapers too?
Truth or dare?
No way.
Come on, you big baby. Truth or dare?
Truth.
Okay, but you can't just tell us. You have to tell everyone.
Everyone? Everyone? Or everyone here?
Oh, I think everyone here will do.
Okay, then. Hey! I want to tell you all something. Sal? What did you want me to tell them?
Sit down, Bob.
Stand up, Sammy.
Bob.
Sammy.
Bob.
Sammy.
Sammy, Bob, Sammy, Bob, Bob, Sammy, Bob.
Look what you have done to my baby. He's completely out of his mind.
Don't look at me. He was like that when I married him.
Sammy, Bob.
What?
You heard me.
Maybe we better get the breakables off the table.
Bob may be afraid of you, but I'm not. And this is just the sort of thing I wanted to avoid at my wedding.
What? Wedding? You didn't have a wedding.
Oh, yes, we did. We just didn't invite you.
You
heard me.
How dare you? You stole my little boy.
Bob, sit down.
Sammy, sit down.
No, I must dance, for I am a pagan fucking god.
Did you know we were getting a floor show?
Yeah, smells like wine. Has he been drinking?
Of course not. Bob doesn't drink.
He doesn't. Well, I guess that explains why he's such a lightweight. Big baby can't even keep down a couple glasses of wine.
You did this to him.
Don't you yell at my sisters. All they did was that Susan gave me some grape juice, like at church.
You little monster.
Hey, nobody talks to my sister like that but me.
Shut up, Pipsqueak.
Take her.
Well, she wanted the triplets to get along.
Just watch me.
You made our brother nuts.
You made our brother boring.
You squelch his inner Sutherby.
I made him sane.
This is sane?
He's not even playing with the candle. I hardly recognize him anymore.
Trying to burn down the house is not a good thing.
I think we need to stage an intervention.
Bring him back to his own reality.
Get him away from all this mediocre sanity. Make him a Sutherby again.
Sutherby! That's me! Sammy Bob Sutherby!
Well, what's a dinner without a show, I always say.
All right, into scene 3. An hour later that night, Sally and Susie sit alone at the children's table.
Well,
It's worse than I thought.
that witch has him brainwashed.
I just don't get it. Who would go through all that trouble for Sammy?
That's not the point, although, yeah, ew. We're going to have to do it.
I think you're right. This doesn't mean I like you, though.
I'm blonde, not stupid.
If that helps you sleep at night, you just go right on telling yourself that.
And I thought my family was screwed up.
Welcome to the drama that is Castle Sutherby.
Is Sammy...
No, not as far as I can tell. He's just a little weird.
Too bad. He's kind of cute in a psychotic sort of way.
Hey,
Don't worry, he's not my type.
I was just writing you a note.
I do know. So do we stay for the finale, or should we split?
Say, let's go while the going's good.
I really was hoping she'd give me those pearls.
Well, on the upside, this gives us a whole rest of the weekend to spend together.
I bet we can find a nice little bed and breakfast around here. Have some alone time?
We're out of here.
My God, what does this house do to men?
Okay. Well, he's all tucked in. You owe me big time, Gina.
For what? You're supposed to be helping me, and so far you've done nothing other than chase chipmunks around the yard with the old man.
That's not my fault. The guy's insane. In fact, I think the whole family's insane. You saw them. They're nuts, every last one of them.
The whole family is not insane. Bob is a perfectly rational human being.
You're joking, right? That's supposed to be funny? Did you just miss the last half hour?
I tell you, he is sane. And you are going to help me keep him that way. We just have to make sure those little gutter snipes stay away from him. And the parents, too. Once I have him out of this madhouse, he will become the fine, upstanding man I started treating years ago, and we will have a perfectly normal life, devoid of rodents, and drinking, and performing, and most of all, devoid of pink!
If you say so. What? Problems?
You could say that.
Someone left a box of nails in the driveway, and Einstein here drove right over them.
Oops.
I see. You two were going somewhere?
We just thought, we'd give the family some space.
Yeah, it seemed like a bad time for outsiders, so...
So you decided to check out the local B&B?
I think I missed something here. Wait, you two are, you mean you're not?
What? You have some sort of problem with that?
No, in fact, the fabric of the universe has just been pieced back together. There was no earthly way anyone could actually want to date those two.
As true as that undoubtedly is, we're getting away from the subject. Unless you want to be exposed as frauds, I suggest you do as I ask. How long do you think you'll be dancing in that chorus once Sally finds out and stops using you to inflate her ego? I bet it's pretty cold tapping on the sidewalks for change this time of year.
I don't tap. I ballet.
Oh, of course you do.
And you. If Susan does learn the truth, you can't honestly think she'd keep putting you to work on her projects. She's practically got the two of you engaged.
All right.
It shouldn't be that hard to distract them from the truth. Just get some more glitter or a mirror and you'll have them busy for hours.
Tim, quiet. Go find Mr. Sutherby and talk squirrels. You two, upstairs and find your lady loves.
No need for that. We're right here.
Sweetheart, so good to see you.
Okay.
You too, honey. Have I told you how you look fabulous tonight?
I do, don't I?
I thought maybe tomorrow we could drive over to the park and have a picnic. What do you think, Sal?
Outside?
In the middle of winter?
Or maybe go to one of the wineries in the region.
Ooh, wine!
No. Tomorrow, we are planning Sammy's wedding. As a family.
But we're already married, Anne.
Now might be a good time for you to go back to calling me Mrs. Sutherby. And I never said that you were going to be the bride. I'm sure an alternative can always be found.
Anyone care for some cake?
There's cake?
No one mentioned cake.
That's because we never made it to the dessert course.
We should wait for Sammy to feel better.
Why?
If he doesn't have the wherewithal to stick around, I say more cake for us.
We wait!
I have a bit of a headache. I think I will turn in. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Sutherby.
That's not a bad idea. I think I want to get an early start tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed myself. I mean, after all, I do need my beauty sleep. I've just been nominated for my second Tony Award.
Sally!
So that was your big news?
Really? What show?
The sequel to The Sound of Music, Why the Music Stopped.
My guess is because you started singing. Isn't that what the Times said?
Oh, you read your sister's reviews. How nice.
At least my shows get reviews. Yours can't even get an audience.
So typecast as a Nazi, were you?
I'm Liesel.
Oh, right. You're 16, going on
Remember, you're triplets.
22.
Nice save.
This coming from a woman playing Juliet? Last I checked, she wasn't exactly in your ballpark either. Oh, but I forgot. It's not that Juliet.
What's this?
Susie's big part. It's on a soap.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know what this means?
Sure do.
One of you is finally following in my footsteps. Oh, there's going to be a Sutherby on TV again. Oh!
I'm going to be performing on the Tony telecast. They're doing a retrospective number, and they asked me to sing tomorrow, since I'm the youngest actress nominated this year.
Can't! That's my song!
Not anymore.
Mum, tell her, that's my song. I sang it on the Christmas special and people cried.
With your voice, can you blame them?
You girls were going to bed, I believe. Mm-hmm. We can discuss all of this tomorrow.
I sleep better with cake.
No cake.
Fine. Let's go, Tyler. Bedtime.
Separate rooms, Sally Ann. Don't forget. You're with Susie. Tyler is with Gavin.
Whatever you say, ma'am.
And Tim, too, I suppose.
Whatever.
Well?
Coming, dear.
And my boy, I have an idea.
You do?
I don't know if I can take this.
No, this is going to work. I guarantee it. Come with me, my boy. Bring a hammer.
You must know this already, but I adore you. I can't wait until I get you alone. Yours.
Oh, Tyler. I didn't think anyone was still here. What's that?
What? Nothing. I'm sorry, Anne. I was just leaving.
You must know this already, but I adore you. I can't wait until I get you alone. Yours. Oh my. What a darling boy. Suppose I'll have to let him down easy. That would teach Robert to go off on his squirrel vendetta all right, though. Uh-oh.
Oh. Have you recovered, darling?
Thank you, Robert. I'm sorry I got so upset.
Well, now, another word about it. Why don't you just go up, take a nice long bath? You know how that calms you down.
You're right, of course, dear. Thank you.
Hey now, what is this? Wow! Oh, wouldn't you look at that? The old boy still got it, Tim. Yes, indeed. That's my Annie. My steely little minx, if ever there was one.
Regina's right. They're all insane.
Tim, are you down here?
Oh, God.
Tim. I could have sworn he was down here. Oh, what's this? I knew he was into me. Take that, Sally.
Take what?
Tim likes me. He said so in this note. Left it right here on the table for me.
How do you know it's for you?
I'm the one who found it.
Oh, so we're back to mine again, are we?
It is mine. Tim likes me.
Does not? That note was supposed to go to me.
No!
Yes!
Mine!
Scene 4. The lights come up and the stage is empty once more. It's now the next morning. The table has been cleared.
And how are we feeling this morning?
Girl.
It's good for you. You need to loosen up and have fun more often.
That was fun.
It was for the rest of us. Do you remember it?
Not much. Ow. Ow. Oh. Oh.
Problems?
Some people have no manners.
Oh, God.
I'm told you Tim was into me and not you.
As if he didn't give you the time of day.
He only talked to you at all to be polite.
Oh, God.
You keep saying that.
I don't suppose one of you would take pity on me and just kill me now.
No, it'll be much more fun just to watch you suffer.
Much as I hate to say it, I have to agree with Sal on this one.
Sadists.
Seriously, Sammy, why do you let Regina push you around so much?
I guess I'm just used to it.
What do you mean?
Gee, I wonder.
Do you love her?
Of course I love her.
Really?
I married her, didn't I?
Oh, right, the marriage!
Oh, so that came out too, huh? What did Mom say?
She's having it annulled and you're joining a monastery.
She's going to burn every record that you ever set foot in this house. From this day on, your name is not to be spoken.
Really?
Oh, Samantha, get over yourself. She had the expected dramatic scene and bounced around for a while, but in the grand scheme of things, it hardly made a dent.
In fact, she's probably secretly glad you gave her the opportunity to emote so beautifully in front of her admirer. But getting back to your wedding, Regina could have easily bullied you into it.
With one hand tied behind her back.
Blindfolded and gagged.
Oh, didn't need that visual.
No, I wanted to marry her. I just wish she wanted to marry me. Me, Sammy Sutherby, instead of Bob. I don't know who this Bob guy is.
I don't know either, but I'm guessing he doesn't wear a dress.
Or set things on fire.
In other words, he's boring.
The cardinal sin for this family. I thought maybe if I made myself boring, I'd be more interesting. I mean, I just couldn't compete for being weird.
Oh, I don't know about that, Mr. Pagan fucking God.
I don't think I want to know what you're talking about.
Let's just say it was the high point of the evening.
Don't worry, Sammy. You definitely won the weird contest last night.
Hands down.
And what do you mean compete for being weird? You're the biggest head case in this family.
This, coming from the girl whose favorite game as a child was to have all her Barbies gang up on the one Skipper doll chanting, "You're different, you're weird, you're different, you're weird," over and over again while tearing her limbs and head off.
You've got you there. You were pretty demented, Sally.
They popped right back on.
And Susie, how about when you pretended to be a cat for like 5 weeks and walked around on all fours, would only eat out of a bowl under the table, would randomly lick everyone's ankles?
Lots of kids pretend to be animals.
Not when they're 16.
So why did you come?
What do you mean?
Why did you come home?
I missed you guys.
What?
I missed you. I hadn't seen you two in ages, and it's never boring when you're here.
You mean it?
Think about it. It's not that I don't love the rest of them. I mean, I've got Mom, Dad, and Regina to get me out of trouble, and I'm real grateful and all, but no one ever gets me into it anymore.
What do you mean we got you into trouble?
The cool ideas were never mine. Remember when we tried to make a wax voodoo doll of that really annoying girl in our 5th grade class? Susie was all over that one. She had Sally on a Mission Impossible quest to get samples of her hair from her brush after gym class, and me spending all day going through the Crayola tub picking out flesh-colored crayons. God, Mom was upset about that one.
Well, we needed wax. How was I supposed to know that melting crayons on a stove was a bad idea?
Remember how Sammy screamed like a girl and ran when it started boiling and hot wax bubbled and popped all over the kitchen?
And it was Sally's idea to paint the backyard purple.
Green is boring. Everyone has green. And duh, it wasn't purple. It was pink.
Well, what I'm saying is, I didn't come up with any of it. Hell, even the fires weren't my ideas. I mean, the first one was Sally wanting to play Does It Burn?
For the record, pretzels, no. Napkin, yeah. Tablecloth and drapes, oh my, yes.
and the second time, Susie, you were mad at Sally and you bet me $50 I wouldn't burn her hair.
In my defense, I was referring to the wig she was supposed to wear in the school play.
Well, how was I supposed to know? You need to be more clear on these things. Anyway, the third time was when we were all home for winter break, and you two decided you wanted to see if the real-life firemen were as cute as the ones on your calendar.
I have to say, that was a bit of a disappointment.
Not even one of them was wearing a towel.
But you get my point. Even the crazy thing I'm known for was never my idea. You guys just run faster and lie better than me, so I'm always the one who got caught. But none of that happens when you're away. Nothing happens when you're away. I didn't say anything about Mom and Dad lying about their anniversary because I wanted to be one of the triplets again.
But you're always one of the triplets, Sammy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the ringleader or not. You are one of us. And even though you might prefer the safety in numbers, we know you can be just as weird all on your own.
I'd be willing to bet money on it. You are one bizarre customer.
You really mean it?
Of course. You're a Sutherby.
That's right. You're one of us. Even if it is only by adoption.
Donut!
I want sprinkles.
No, it's mine.
I know my girls better than that. There are 3 of each kind, so there will be no fighting over them. Now, good morning, Did you all sleep well?
Of course, Daddy.
Once Sally's snoring stopped.
You really must get Regina under control, Sammy. I think she could use some therapy.
Oh, God.
That seems to be the phrase for this morning.
I really wish you wouldn't swear, Sammy.
Trust me, Mom. That was a genuine prayer.
Well, why don't we all sit down and have a nice, calm breakfast? And then we can discuss what we want to do today.
What family do you think you're a part of?
Playing Holloway House, can't you tell?
Whenever she gets that lilt in her voice, you know she's back on TV.
Oh, if only. No, I just have to live vicariously through my children now.
Yeah, lots to live through with data entry.
Is that what you're doing now? That is sad.
I thought it was bad when you were a night watchman. At least there was more potential for excitement.
Regina said it made my sleep patterns too irregular.
And we will start by planning Sammy's wedding.
Hello, Earth to Mom. Sammy's already married.
If you are referring to that sterile procedure in front of the Justice of the Peace, I suggest you hold your tongue. My Sammy will be married when I say he's married and not a moment before. I am going to throw the wedding of the decade, and every important person I've ever met is going to be there to see Regina, or whatever girl he decides to marry in her place, walk down the aisle in a white gown designed for her personally by Vera Wang, attended by an army of bridesmaids in the fluffiest pink dresses Manhattan can provide.
Mother, please don't start.
Don't worry, Sammy. I will be simple. I can rise above the petty. I will allow that woman into my family. As soon as the picture of our loving family graces the society papers of the Times, I will embrace her as one of our own.
Mother, there will be no other wedding. We're married. Get used to it.
Well, I see you're among the living again.
Hi, honey.
We won't talk about it now. We'll discuss it at home.
Yes, dear.
Regina, Tim, would you care for some breakfast?
No, thank you, Mrs. Sutherby. Donuts are a little too sugary and fatty for me. Bob and I try to eat healthy breakfasts.
That's fine. Tim, why don't you help yourself?
Tim, I am so sorry that your message went astray.
Huh?
You know, that sweet little billet doux you left for me last night.
Oh, God, would you speak English already?
Damn it, Shorty, you had your chance.
So, Bob, feeling a little delicate this morning?
You can say that.
Well, you looked lively enough last night, that's for sure.
Well, please let me die.
For the last time, you are not dying. I am not dying. No one is dying.
Mom, if you really are dying, I heard of the coolest thing.
Can't be cooler than my idea. I had it put in my will last month.
Your will? What do you have to will to anyone? Last I heard, all your worldly possessions would fit in a teacup. Anyway, like I was saying,
Company that will take your ashes
and
then they'll put them into fireworks.
Fireworks?
You are not stealing my idea on this one.
I have it legal and binding. I'm going to be launched into fireworks.
Not if I beat you to it. Everyone knows I'm the sparkly one, and when I go, I'll have the biggest display of pink, sparkly explosions anyone has ever seen, while in the background, a recording of me singing Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, with the words changed to reflect my fans, of course, will reduce the mourners to wailing.
And how will we be able to tell the difference between their wailing and your singing?
I told Regina that I want to be cremated too. And then when it snows in the winter, she can use me to sand the driveway. That way I can repay her for taking care of me all these years.
Good God, Sammy, you're a one-stick puppy.
How light can you get?
Well, but you guys were saying you're going to be fireworks.
Any weirder, you say something so unbelievably bizarre.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat last night on the weird meter.
Tim, I thought we agreed not to mention that.
Oh, you're no fun.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. I hope you slept well.
Reasonably, Mr. Sutherby.
And you, Tyler? I'm sure you did. In fact, I know it already.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. All I can say is, alas, for what shall never be. And now, I believe someone has some birthday presents we never got to last night.
And cake?
Well, I suppose since it is my birthday, although really, my adoring one, last night was all the presents I needed.
Last night?
Yes, I will keep it in my heart forever.
Whatever. Let's do gifts.
Mine first!
My, how thoughtful. You know me so well.
See, the tail goes up and down and cracks your nuts. It made me think of you.
Me next. I had this commissioned especially for you, Father.
It just never stops. And look at them. They're everywhere. Now, they'll be on my table, on my wall, still out there. Mocking me with their swirly dexterity. I just don't think I can take it anymore.
Open hours.
That's not the gift I wrapped, Bob.
No, it's the one I did.
Bob, I thought we talked about this, and...
Oh, help me, Sammy, if this is another squirrel.
That is a Crosman 764 SB air rifle with a stainless 4x power scope, stainless barrel, and black stock and foregrip. 18-shot BB repeater, single shot 177 pellet, rifled steel barrel, pump up air rifle.
What?
A BB gun.
For squirrels! What a son you are, Sammy, my boy. Look out, rodents. Yeah, here I come.
Robert, what on earth are you doing?
Who's the favorite now? Girls, hey, Sally, Susie, I got an idea. What if we just... Only if you do it with me.
Yeah, it's only good if you... It's no good if you do it alone. It's got to be all three of us or nothing.
But I don't have mine anymore.
Don't be stupid. We'll fix it all up for you.
Just leave it to your sisters. We'll take care of it.
You in?
I'm in.
Finally. We're alone.
Help me. Somebody, please, just help me.
Yes, darling. I do know you adore me.
It just keeps getting worse.
Your note came as no surprise to me. Don't worry. I'll get rid of Gavin in a heartbeat to be with you.
Susie, get your ass up here!
Bob just makes so much more sense now.
I have to go. But I'll be back.
PK, are you sure you're all right?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I'm so sorry.
I should think you would be, shooting a poor defenseless man for a reason.
I'm sorry, CK. But you see, I thought you were a squirrel.
A squirrel? What the hell are you smoking?
CK, how nice to see you. Oh, have a donut. everyone. My agent.
What brings you out here on the Sunday morning, CK?
CK, I can't hear you. Oh dear, I hope the BB shot didn't hurt her.
No. But, you mean besides being target practice, it's not really morning anymore. It's 1:15. I've been trying to get in touch with you since last night. How many times have I said you really need to get a cell phone?
I don't work out here, CK. I've told you that before.
Then for God's sakes, woman, move to civilization.
You were trying to get in touch with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Holloway House is proud to bring you,
In honor of a very special 50th birthday,
Back by popular demand,
the
the Sutherby Triplets.
Oh, Bob, nice dress.
There's no business like show, business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling like when you're stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show, people they smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. Last night you opened and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they'll hung a star. Let's go on with the show. Wasn't I good?
It's not. I don't.
You were marvelous, dear.
Outstanding.
It was outstanding too, don't you think? I've just been nominated for my second Tony Award.
So, Regina.
In a second, Tim. Bob, what are you wearing?
Oh, isn't it great, Gina? The girls made it for me last night. And look, Mom even had my costume from the show. So all it took was some safety pins and the canopy Susan tore to make it just my size. Do you like it?
Oh man, this just makes my day so much better.
CK, these are my triplets. Susan, Sally, and Bob.
Sammy.
Sammy. Susie, Sally, and Sammy Sutherby. And this is Sammy's wife, Regina, Sally's beau, Tyler, and Susan's fiance, Gavin.
Yeah, about that, Gavin, I have some bad news for you. I'm afraid it's just not going to work out between us.
What?
I'm leaving you, Gavin.
You're leaving me.
It's nothing you've done. It's just, well, you see, Tim adores me.
What?
I knew it already, but his note just reinforced my heart.
What note?
As if you didn't know. You must know this already, but I adore you. I can't wait until I can get you alone. Yours.
Oh, for God's sake!
I wrote that note.
It's no good lying, Gavin. I know the truth.
But Tyler wrote that for me.
What?
What? Anne, are you saying last night? The tub?
The note is mine. I wrote it.
For me?
For Tyler.
Sorry, Sal.
Your little chorus boy turned my boyfriend.
What? Your director probably lured him in with the promise of a job on a soap.
What is going on?
I think the girl's boyfriend's hooked up. That's the term for it, isn't it? Hooked up.
You mean they're gay?
Looks that way.
But he said he was in love with me.
Oh, Tyler? Lots of gay men are in love with you, Mom. Deal with it.
I guess that would explain some of my fan mail.
Would you all just shut up for one godforsaken minute? I've been sitting here trying to tell you people something. I've been getting calls from Lifetime. We did it. It's a go.
Did what?
What are you doing? One of those sappy movies of the week?
Oh, I love my husband so much. If only he wouldn't beat me.
No, nothing so cheesy. Your mom's a classy lady. We only do a first rate for her.
So what is it?
We're calling it The Real Holloway House. Life with the Sutherbys.
A reality show?
Based on Mom?
On all of you, or as many as want to be in it. The producers want to come over tonight and get a pre-show interview with all the family members and who want to be a part of it.
What a shame that none of you can stay. You see, CK, all my children are running off to their own lives.
I have no life.
Really could use a psychologically based perspective to add insight to the show, give it a more serious level.
Don't take time in my schedule. Stop by.
Oh, how noble of you to put your own lives on hold for my little show.
Well, that's the spirit. I think this calls for celebration. And we just happen to have a cake sitting on the platter in the next room. Sammy, why don't you go and get it? Wait, where did Sammy go?
Does anyone else smoke?
I smell smoke.
I'll get the fire extinguisher.
And that is the curtain for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us for that amazing romp. Once again, I would like to remind you that many of our actors consider the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck to be our theatrical home in better times. And if you have the ability and the inclination, we'd encourage you to make a donation to the center here on this post or on their website, which is linked in the post. Without further ado, let us do curtain call. Tonight, oh my goodness, I lost track of my list. There we are. Tonight appearing as, oh, I do not have, I am so sorry, everybody. You're going to have to give me 1 second. I had the list and I put it away. Yep, appearing tonight as CK is Patricia.
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to donate to the center.
And as Tyler is Jake.
Thank you, everyone.
Tonight as Gavin was Kurt.
Hello, thank you, everyone.
As Tim was Chris.
Thank you, everyone. Please donate.
Tonight as Sally was Vera.
Thank you. Thank you. Please donate.
As Susie was Anna.
Thanks, everyone. Please remember to I can't talk, to donate to the center.
As Regina was Molly.
What up? Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, Kelly, for writing this. Donate to the center.
As Sammy, we had Kevin.
That's me. Thank y'all so much. Please donate to the center.
As Robert, we had Carl.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Please donate to the center. Avoid squirrels as much as possible.
And as Anne, we had Kelly, who is also our playwright tonight.
Thank you, everybody, for watching my ridiculous show. Please donate if you can, and have a great weekend.
Thank you all so much once more from Living Room Shakespeare, and we will see you next week for Romeo and Juliet. Please join us here for that. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.